Okay, welcome everyone. We are going to start Unit 8. It's a law for accounting, and today lesson will go through LO1, which is learning outcome 1, understand the element of law affecting commercial practices. So we'll discuss about law, how these affect, on the commercial practices, such as if you are practicing accounts, why we need to learn about the law, yes, and why law is a crucial. That's all we'll go through. Before starting this unit, first of all, we'll discuss, what we're supposed to be learn under this unit. Please on Moodle, you have all the resources, all required resources on Moodle. You can download as well later on. And we are doing the Unit 8, please. Everything will be on Moodle. If you can't access on Moodle due to any reason, you can drop us email and we can try to sort out as soon as possible. Okay, so first learning outcome, as we discussed in other unit, those attended this morning as well. So we'll go through LO1, learning outcome 1, understand the element of law affecting commercial practices. So first, we have a 3 criteria. It's a pass, merit, and distinction. So it's up to you which one you want to work. It's better to be always we need to aim high, yes. So it's better to be work towards the distinction criteria. Everyone, you have a plenty of experience. You can include an example from your own experience as well. Okay, analyze the elements of nature of the contractual agreement, explain principal, agency, and impact on the businesses, agency and agent relationship, which we'll go through, and explain the law, tort law, and remedies available. So that's we'll go through validity of the given contract, and we evaluate the implication of the agency relationship. That's today lesson really is all about. The aim of this unit, which is understand how the English law impact on the business organization and professional accounting practices. So that will be the key. And then we have 4 learning outcome. Each lesson will go through one. We have a keywords, or we call buzzwords, what we're supposed to be learning, inductive contents within that, so please you can look around. Always good to be good understanding about these terminologies. So valid contract, terminate contract, breach of contract, relevant case laws. We can look around under the contract law. We'll go through the law of agency, agent, and relationship, and they will go through the tort law, what is meant by and what is meant by negligent and misstatement and various liabilities those are arise due to the negligence. So that's the all will things will go through. Okay, anybody any question before starting? If you have any question?
No, fine.
No.
Okay, let's move. Can we rate ourselves 1 to 10, please? Current your knowledge about contract law, what do you think?
I'm probably a 2.
Probably 3.
Yeah, good.
You need to say it.
5.
5.
I would say 5 as well, yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Good. Okay, so we'll start in. So what do you know about contract? Anything you know about contract and what is meant by contract?
It's agreement in writing between 2 parties.
2 parties. So if we have an agreement between 2 parties, what do you think? It's become a contract?
Yes, a contract. Yes.
Not always.
Anything else?
Signed agreement then.
It need to be signed?
Yes.
Yes.
What about the verbal contract? You and me, we agree, and what do you think? It's become a contract or not?
No.
I don't think. I think it's more promise than contract.
Okay, yes, fair enough. But under the contract law, if there is an offer and there is acceptance, yes, and there is a legal consideration, it's become a contract. So offer and acceptance and consideration there, so it's become a contract. If somebody call you on phone and say yes, and you say yes, you accept it, it's become a contract. Even you not sign a single any paper, huh?
Documents, okay.
So it's become a contract. So we need to be, and there is an offer, there is acceptance, there is a consideration, and you have a sound mind. Yes, you have understanding about somebody. What, like, someone from ethnic background can't understand the English, and someone called advertising, and the guy said yes, 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 because he used to say everything yes, huh? And it became a contract. And after a while, he got a bill, and then he said he never, signed any contract. And when I listen and someone else listen the recording, actually he was in contract, but actually the contract need to be sound mind. If you don't have understanding, someone can't understand, it's not a contract. So that's a void contract, huh? That will be automatically void, huh? So that's why it needs to be sound mind. Okay, we'll go through all these elements of contract, which is the crucial contract. What do you think? Contract come under which law? We have two types of law. One is called criminal law, and other is called civil law. Which one do you think?
Civil.
Civil, yeah.
Contract law is a civil law. Okay, good. Well done. Contract law is a civil law. Okay. So, as I mentioned, that's all these things we'll go through in our lesson. Okay, so contract. First thing, we look at the elements and the nature of contractual agreement. So contract law is a component of the law of obligations. So why as an accountant we need to learn the law? Do we need to learn the law?
Yes.
Yes.
Why we need to learn as accounting? Because we're not
You'll be
soliciting.
drawing up contracts between your clients and yourself.
Yes, so we have a contractual arrangement, yes?
Yes.
Between you, between your clients, between you and between your service provider, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So really the crucial, we need to learn the contract law. So we have an employment law, yes? We do.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to provide the contract to our employees. And there are the implied term and express term, which we'll go through some points, huh? So is a crucial. Contract law is a component of the civil law. So contract is an agreement entered into the voluntary by one or more person, legal entity. So if somebody, anything illegal, if I'll say to you, contingent, we call contingency fees, huh? Okay. So if I'll say to you, if you save me, let's say my tax bill is 1,000 and 10,000, and if I'll say you will save me 50% of this, yes, and I'll pay you 25% of it. Can I do the contract with you?
No.
It's a bribe.
No.
Why not?
Unlawful.
It's a bribe.
It's a bribe.
Oh, you saving me tax, because tax planning is allowed. We learned just this morning, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, but what happened to the in general of the actual calculation? I cannot put anything which is out of his scope or any highly expenditure to show to maximize his earnings and do little bit profit to show save the tax.
That's absolutely fine. By law you are saving my tax, huh? You're not doing anything, because in law I can't go contingent fees, yes? The conditional fees I can't do it especially in the accounts, huh? You charge only the fees, whatever the hours you spend it, huh?
Yes.
Can be whatever amount, doesn't matter you save tax or not save it, huh?
Yeah.
Because there is no link with it. So that's, intention of the parties, that need to be legal. If there is an intention illegal, like, providing the things, those by law is forbidden, yes, so it's not a contract then, huh? It can't be enforced. So they provide with the protection from other parties who may fail. If any parties fail to fulfill contractual agreements, of course, you have what will be damages, yes, penalties. So that's why it's crucial. We need to be good understanding when we'll do the contract. Huh? Okay, what's come in contract? Contract law, there is offer there needs to be agreement.
Agreement and acceptance.
There need to be acceptance. There need to be consideration. Yes, and their intention to be create a legal relations, which is by law. Terms, different clauses. Yes, that's all applies to. Unfair term of act. We didn't include unfair. All these in the contract. Breach. If somebody breaches, damages. Yes.
Yeah.
Remedies should be paid. So if you, what we said earlier, how many professional code of ethics this morning we discussed? Huh? Couple of you was.
Yes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
CPCIO.
Yeah,
remember
5.
CPCIO?
5. Yes.
5.
Yeah.
Professional behavior, professional competency,
Yes.
capability, confidentiality, integrity, and
Okay.
objectivity.
Okay, we discussed professional competencies and due care. Yes.
Yes.
We have a contract. You're supposed to advise, but you never work on an inherent tax. Can you give advice to somebody?
No.
No, because you don't have up-to-date knowledge about that. You're not competent in those areas. We're not. So if you're not fulfilled, it can be a breach of, yes?
Yes.
Another party, be it the losses due to your advice, have a right to claim the damages, yes? But your job or our job is to give the advice based on the current legislation. Huh? If anything change in future in a meanwhile, that's not our fault. Huh?
Right.
Okay. So if you want to learn more about the scenario different case laws, so I copied the link here underneath. So you will see and you can go through. Okay. Then as we earlier discussed, law, we have a public law and we have a private or civil law. So contract is come under the civil law. Then we have a tort law, we have a property law, we have a trust law and family law, all come under the civil law. And that's the civil court matters. Huh? But where the legislation will come, if we don't fulfill, that can be charged to criminal. Yes. Any legislation, if we don't fulfill, that can be charged to the criminal. Like Health and Safety Act, if we not follow in, yes, putting someone's life in danger, so that can be charged to criminal. Okay, so keywords here, contract is the simplest definition, is a promise enforceable by law. Promise may be to do something, yes, defined from doing something, or making contract is a mutual of two or more person, as we discussed. There are the 7 elements of it. Contract, agreement, consideration, capacity. What is meant by capacity? Can we do contract with under 18, under 16?
No.
No.
Yes, we can't. So we need to think about the sound mind. Yes, capacity to do the contract. So it's a worker doing contract. I'm selling you company. I'm a worker of this company. Can I sell it? No, because I don't have authority to do so. Okay. And then you say, oh, no, the guy sold that thing to me. I don't own it really. I don't have a capacity to do it. Yes. So that's, is a breach as well. So certainty. Is there any certainty will do? It can be something uncertain. Maybe, yes. Maybe. So these always need to be look around and put in the contract. Intention. Always it's a legal intention. Yes. By law, you have follow it. So example of contract, these are all example. Employment contract, yes, lease contract, insurance contract, financial contract, financial services contract. Contract law aims to be provide an effective legal framework. Provide legal framework. So that's we need to be look around. Self-regulatory. We need all the clauses need to be clear. Huh? So anybody any question for you? If you have, you can ask. Huh? What is an agreement in law? Agreement in law is legal definition. Agreement is meeting of the mind or the mutual understanding between two and more persons. That's, we need to be their rights and duties for the future performance, yes, which will they do. This can be agreement. However, not the contract because it does not create the legal obligation. If it's a legal obligation, there is offer, there is acceptance, yes. There is a mutual exchange thing, then is a reach is a contract. Otherwise, is a not contract. Any questions? Okay, yes, please. Okay, then contract can be unilateral and bilateral. So what is a unilateral contract? Is the contract agreement which can offer and promise to pay after the occurrence of the specific act. Yes, promise to pay. That's an example of unilateral contract is the insurance policy contract, which is usually partially unilateral. Anybody any question here? Bilateral is also called clearing the trade or the side deal. Referred an agreement between the parties in the states that I am to keep the trade. Yes, so that's it is very depending on the agreement and the scope and the country. So bilateral, all the parties assume obligation under the contract. Unilateral is only one party assume the obligation under the contract. Okay. Anybody any question here? So that's the key difference between lateral and bilateral. Agreement versus contract definition. Arrangement usually informal between two and more parties is not enforceable by law. It's not a contract. Yes. Contract a formal arrangement between two and yes, we'll go for visit together, but we're not going it. Yes, something that is the agreement can be, but not a contract. Validity based on mutual acceptance. Does it need to be written? No, both not need to be written. Doesn't matter is a contract or agreement. Consideration required. It's an agreement not, but in the contract yes. So that's the key difference. Legal effect. So we have all the differences between here in this slide. Yes, please read to me. Somebody in a half. If you have any question, we can go through. Is we okay?
I'm sorry, can I ask? Sorry, I've got a question.
Yes, sure, please.
If, say for example, you have a 17-year-old guy who's CIS and works on a building site, but still needs his accounts and tax return done, does that mean that I can't engage him?
17 years, because 16 plus can be and by the contract. Yes. So if is some contract can't be less than 18, but if somebody can be work like the work, when is the work allowed? Age of 16, yes.
Yeah.
So then it can be in a contract, yes.
It can be. Okay, fine, thank you.
But if it's less than 16, then can't.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, then we have here offer acceptance that we discuss agreement, what is. Okay, then the term is come invitation to treat. Like we put it, we are offering this thing in this price, yes. When you went there, actually the price changed. What do you think? You in a contract? Or we can give the counter offer as well. Yes. So that's not a contract until there is offer acceptance. So sometimes these issues carry on happening. Like I will sell you this car if you get back to me by this time. But when you back, I said no, sorry, I'll not charge you this price. I'll charge you this price now. This is counter offer, because initially was invitation to treat. You not accepted at that time. There wasn't exchange views. Even not doesn't matter is it written or not. So that's not a contract. So these sort of the things carry on happening. and we need to look around. Okay, these are all the key terms of the contract. Okay, next we're looking. The law of the contract has been developed over years. Formation, we can look around privacy of the contract. Yes, we need to look around construction, obligation. Yes, all these factors we need to be. Discharge obligation. Yes, some point, can be like, think about. Okay, especially contract. We have a contract. Let's say you have a contract with Virgin Media. Yes? Or you have a contract with Free Network. Huh? So if let's say Free Network no signal is a signal issues in your area. So what do you think? I think for someone background noise, please. Can you mute yourself? Okay, let's please. What do you think? Can you terminate the contract?
No.
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 Why not?
Because I have agreed with the time period to contract to be maintained.
You agree with the time. I'm agree 12 months. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Can we terminate early?
Only if it's in the contract.
12 months is in a contract, but they was the contract. They're supposed to provide me service. Huh? If goods not fit for purpose, under the Sales Good Act 1979, Sales Good Act 1979, you have a right to cancel the contract because your purpose
in that occasion, should I need to pay any damage because of I'm out of the contract earlier?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't pay the damages because in the contract was the performance element because they're not performing the way that you want. So so you have a right. Yes, maybe it's hard to justify some contract, but you have they not discharge their obligations. Yes. So you have like it's been 25 million been fined Virgin Media back in 2016-18. Because we have a contract, we should be okay. I copied the little video. If you want to look around different scenario, you can copy this link, please. You can watch it your time. Anybody any question?
How can I copy this link if I need to get this link?
Okay, you just copy and paste it. Right click, select it. Right click, copy and paste it in Google. Yes, YouTube. Basically the YouTube link.
Sorry, I am not able to copy that. I don't know why.
Oh, okay, maybe your slide is being converted into PDF, your end. So I'll send you. No problem.
Yeah, no, I can't copy it either.
I can't copy anything. I can't copy anything from there. I was trying to be the previous one, but I couldn't.
Okay. I can give you, I can send you the PowerPoint slide format as well, but normally we convert into PDF. Okay.
Okay, you can send me in my email, please.
Yes, sure. What you can do, anyone, if you want to convert into, just simple on Google, if you say PDF convert to PPT, yes, it will be automatically converted, free converter.
Yeah, I know that.
So then it should work. You can amend.
Yeah, you just send me the thing in my email, please.
No problem.
I will later.
I'll do. Okay, next please. Next week.
I suppose that these PowerPoints are going to be in Moodle, aren't they?
Yes, all there on Moodle.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I log in Moodle already.
Okay, next please. Next we're looking 1.2. Explain the principle of agency and their impact on the business. Agency relationship. Have you learned about anything about in the past? Agency.
No.
Okay, what you are as accountant?
You
have a contract with your client.
Yes.
Yes. And you fulfill the return to HMRC. Yes. You are a judge. Yes. About and the client is the principal, yes?
Yes.
And you have agency relationship between each other.
Yes.
So which is like a debtors, like a director is not owner of the company, like CEO of the company even, yes? The shareholder owner of the company.
Yes.
So they have their relationship, agency relationship, yes? They should work in the best interest of the shareholders. They always try to be maximize their wealth, not the company like Barclay Bank, not on the single penny profit back in 2015, and the CEO been paid 2 million bonus. Yes? So we need to look around the relationship. Here we're looking in the business practice. Agency is the part of the bigger topic of the corporate governance. Do we know the corporate governance? CG, what is meant by?
Sorry, I've got very limited knowledge about that.
Okay, there are corporate governance mean we need a fair representation of all the stakeholders, or the key stakeholders at least, yes? We have executive member, we have a non-executive member, yes? We have a union representation, we have an employees representation, and we have a remuneration committee, yes? Not everyone director draw whatever they want. By law they can't, it's a governance, yes? We govern, there more transparency in the companies,
Yes.
So that's all the purpose behind. It's involved the problem of the director controlling the company, the shareholders own the company. The past problem was identified where the directors might not act in the best interest of the shareholders, or there is a conflict of interest.
But
so
when we do an agreement with the client, so suppose I am the principal. It's not about the shareholder of the business. So suppose there is in a practice firm, there is a 3 shareholder, but there is only 1 director. So in that occasion, if there any unlawful or anything goes wrong with the agreement, who will be liable to face that?
Who is responsible for the act of? Who is dealing?
But the director is 1 director, but there is 3 shareholders. Now the contract has been made.
Director is responsible, not shareholder.
Not shareholders. Okay, all right.
A number of key terms and the concept essentially understand the agency. Agent is employed by the principal to carry out the task on the behalf. Agency is referred to the relationship between principal and the agent. Agency cost is incurred the monitoring the agency behavior because the lack of trust in good faith of agent. By accepting undertaking on their behalf, the agent become accountable, yes, to the principal by whom they are employed, and the agent is accountable to the principal.
Yeah.
So that's the key, the message there. Okay, then we have principal, shareholders, agent is the directors, and task is managing the company. Yes? How well you manage. So agent. Excuse me, I think so. Whose background is a noise? Please, you can mute your.
So you are trying to establish here that when one agreement arrives, in that period between the client and the service provider, I mean the practice, is there in the agreement shareholder also can be signed on behalf of do the agreement?
Okay, the shareholders are the investor in the company. They own the business. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe you're working for them. Yes, as a director of the company. Yes. So you are agent of the shareholders, and you can be agent of your principal, the client, in that sense, because the client you working and you have a relationship, that's agency relationship, So that's because you should work in the best interest of your principal. Yes, because ultimately the principal is on it. Yes, like a shareholders are the owner of the company.
But I'm just trying to understand the whole thing with between the agreement between the client and the director of the business. I am not the director. I just become the shareholder of the business. But if any criteria there is agreement
in the private company,
you
are director as well, and you're the shareholders as well. Yes.
No, I'm only shareholder. I'm not the director of the business.
You're only the shareholder.
Yeah, suppose I have been offered some share from the business, and I am
So
the shareholder.
yes, you're the principal. Yes.
Yes, yes. Now the agreement says was been by the firm, by the practice with the client. Now my question is, if anything or any unlawful things comes or an investigation purpose, will be there any shareholder will be liable, or only the director will be liable?
Because ultimately director is a managerial position to manage day in and out tasks, and director will be responsible or accountable for it.
Okay, understood. Thank you. That is my explanation. Yeah.
Okay, the companies are quoted in the stock exchange, such as London Stock Exchange and various investment equity fund, and if they have a large number of the shareholders can be, yes. Shareholder delegate control to the professional manager or the board of directors to run the company, and the director adjunct have a what type of relationship we call fiduciary responsibility or relationship, that's being delegated.
What is mean by fiduciary relationship means?
Are the responsibility to the shareholders are the principal. That's all about the term is we use terminology is the relationship between agent and the principal.
Okay.
And they have a responsibilities to work in the best interest of the shareholders. Here we're looking the best interest. The shareholder normally pay passive role, yes, day to day. In they normally active role is a director. Director own less than 1% of the shares most of the UK, 100 large quoted companies. Yes, they can't be more than that. They can be a shareholders as well, but normally not major shareholders. Any question on this? The agent objectives are to be desire high salary, high bonus, status as a director, differ from the principal. End of day, our objective to be wealth maximization, balance of interest, expectation. I'm not sure a couple of you learn about stakeholders expectation theory. Some point I'll go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then next we're looking the agency theory and corporate governance. Agency theory can help explain the action of the various interested group and the corporate governance debate. Yes. What is the corporate governance? Is all about how the company is managed. Yes. Day-to-day activities. Company owned and managed by the same people, or we can look at how the expansion is required for the investor in the limited company, of who's delegate to whom. Yes. Separation of goals and agency problems. Yes. Sometime we have conflict. Yes. Interests. Maybe director just want to be. So we need to make sure we have a clear agency relationship, and we should have a written to be managed company effectively. Yeah. Or director can be delegate powers to someone as well, to managers. Any question on this regard? Anybody?
What is the last line it says? Divorce between ownership and control linked with different objectives and agency. What is it?
Divorce, between ownership. Who is the owner?
Yeah.
Shareholder. Yes.
Yes.
Director control the company. They manage day to day. Yes.
Yeah.
They have a different objective. What director objective? If directors don't work in the best interest of the shareholders, yes?
Yeah.
So what shareholders have a right? Do we know AGM?
Yeah. Additional general meeting. Annual general meeting. Yeah.
So annual general meeting, shareholder have a right to give the vote and yes?
To terminate. Yeah. Yeah. With the voting right. Voting right.
Yes, because actually you're owner. So especially in the big companies, yes, public limited.
Exactly. Yes.
Do we all know what is the difference between PLC, yes?
Yeah. Private
Public
limited.
and registered PLC. Anyone knows?
Public liability company.
Public liability.
How much investment we required?
10,000.
Normally the 50,000 worth of investment required to be registered in the
50,000. Yeah.
thousand worth of investment to be registered as a public limited. Registered here, then we can register in stock exchange.
It's 5%.
Yeah.
So when I'm not going through in details, small, medium size, and number of size, audit requirements. So that's the other topic. Okay, so next now we're looking the principal agent relationship, shareholders and directors. Yes, we need to try to be balance approach. That's the key, because the corporate can collapse if there is a lot of conflict. We need to be clear responsibility. We need to be clear governance. So lot of the law. There are the lot of reports. One is called Green Report. Especially Theresa May's emphasis a lot. The corporate governance in UK need to be changed. Lot of changes is happening at the moment. Because sometimes a lot of fraud happening. Do we know the Korean company, construction company, recently been liquidated? So there was the 75 million. There was the pension funds. So that's the problem is, because if we have a clear corporate governance, so wherever the money need to go, it should go. It's not been so light of creative accounting being used. So we need to think about that. There are the lot of reports on the corporate governance. Not our topic purely corporate governance, but is a link with the relationship, agency theory. Any questions?
No.
Then next we have 1.3 explain the law. What is meant by tort law? Anyone study before or anything heard about?
Duty, breach of duty.
Breach of duty
Duty of care.
or duty of care.
Duty of care, yes? That's It's the type of the civil wrong. Yes, it's a breach of the legal duty. So if it's a breach of the legal duty, what can be? Damages, yes? Difference between contract and tort. Contractual relationship does not always establish for the claim in the tort to be successful. Yes, the parties have never been met before. Example in the claim, personal injuries, yes? Road accident. Whose responsibility lies to provide, yes? To be secure them. If you lose the client document, yes? Yes, so who's responsible? Because we not fulfill contractual and the damages. So that is the remedies. More about injured person have the right to be claimed the damages. Remedies available. Like anybody receiving the call PPI? The PPI. Okay. So what is all about? Anyone ever have you claimed any PPI?
Yes.
So, want to share, we need to keep in mind DPA. Yes? Okay. What is the process? Do we know? Anybody heard about SAR?
Nope.
Have you ever got SAR for your clients?
No.
Nope.
SAR is called subject access request. Subject access request. Okay. As an individual, we have a right, whatever the company hold the information about us, we have a right to get all the information. Okay. Data Protection Act 1998. If you want medical file, you have a right. If you want all your 5-year tax record, you have a right to write to HMRC, pay £10 fees, and you can get all the return files. Okay. And even they're offering free as well. But the standard fees is at £10. And if you lose anything, and you're entitled to claims expenses, you never claim it, yes, you can go back. Any question, anyone here? Okay. So what is there are, under the valid contract, the amount of the damages awarded is intended to put the claimant back in the position would have been in the had contract been properly performed. So damages come from there. In the tort, the amount of the damages awarded is intended to put the claimant in a position he would have been in had act never been taken place. If the act never taken place, if the things will work proper, he should be benefit. If he lose it, yes, you have a right to damages. So tort.
So on the tort law, it says, suppose I have lost some of my client's document. Is it that goes under any claim that if I lost any document of my client or something?
Okay, if you don't lost the document, what will be the benefit to client? You have to put them in the same situation. If they cost them to make the document new, let's say you hold them their passport first, you lost it. So yes, and that can be used for different purposes, their IDs. So one is a breach of under data protection that can be leads to the crime.
Relates to the crime. Oh, okay.
Second can be leads to the damages as well. Okay, limitation in the contract, limitation period is 6 years.
Yeah.
Limitation period generally is a 6 year, but 3 years for personal injury. I was felt in your premises and yes, I have no pain and I reported that point, but I never went to injury claim. Yes, that claim go back to. Okay, in order to be successful in action of for tort, following condition must be satisfied. There must be an act or omission by defendant. Yes, the act or the omission must have a directly cause of the loss. The court must be able to establish the legal liability as a result of the damage. The claim only be successful if the loss suffered is not or too remote. The loss must be as a direct consequences of something. Not in, because of course you don't really control the laws yourself. If the tax authorities will, and you said this will be this next year, but in the meanwhile the Finance Act change, yes, you can only do. So that's the okay. Then we have under the nuisance, the tort of the nuisance allow the claimant sue the most of the act with their use and the enjoyment of their if it's the land or the private nuisance, yes, like the noise and things that can be goes. The law recognize the landowners are their rightful possession of the land, have the right to be reasonable comfort, like we now is the private tenants and various other claims. Any question on these?
No, understood.
Okay, so these are all about that and comes on the tort laws. Okay, person consists of 3 torts: assault, battery, and false imprisonment. So these terms we use under the yes. So battery is the tort intentionally, something you do intentionally. Voluntarily bring about the unconsented, harmful, yes, and offensive contract, yes, with a person. There must be actual contact. So assault is the intention to act to putting individual is a reasonable fear. So that's, and the false itself, unlawful. Prevent from the leaving, yes, where there are. So negligence, of course, we know the negligence. So it's a duty of care, yes. Accountant has the duty of care. You're not supposed to be, yeah. So that's we need to be. If we have, that's why it's in your premises. If the kids will come, and the children will bring, you have a responsibility of care because the land is on you, yes. And the tort law, they are entitled to claim. Okay, so the cost of the agency relationship. Then we have a next now, if you want to work about the distinction criteria, yes. So evaluate the implication of agency relationship, like shareholders and the details, what can be, yes. So of course, a detail is the agent of the shareholders. Then we have the cost of agency relationship, how much will be AGM, of course we discuss about annual general meeting, yes. We can change and the cost. And plus I copied the little bit quiz. Can we play with it?
Yeah.
We'll see how much we know, we don't know. Yes. This is just the purely to develop understanding. We're not testing. Anyone played Kahoot before?
No.
Never played. Okay. So what can you see this
Yes.
window? Okay, just one. I'll send you in the chat. So what you need to do, please, on your end, you have to think so you can get the message. Click please Kahoot it and then enter the PIN number. If you just type Kahoot.it and the PIN number is
.it.
Yes, please, and then enter the PIN number.
Enter the PIN number is 6660812.
Yes, and then your name.
6660812.
So hope so you'll get message in your chat box as well. I send you.
Yeah.
You can copy and paste it.
Yeah, I am in.
Okay, good. Thanks. Please, other you can try as well. If you can.
We're in.
Good. We are 3. We supposed to be 4 at least. Yes. Okay. Anyone can't join? If you can't join, can't. Yes. No problem. That's fine. Anyone else is?
Sorry, can somebody talk me through this? How do you do this?
You
Okay.
just open another page.
Just open, right, okay.
Just click, just type Kahoot.it in the Google, yes, and then
On a different tab. Different tab.
Yeah, with Tina, hold on.
You just favour, go get the bucket in the garage.
Oh, hang on.
Go get my bucket in the garage. What's the cars? What's the car for me? Am I in?
Yeah.
Yes, please, you manage, yes?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on.
Brilliant, great. We all there, huh? Good.
Hey.
Okay. What you need to do, please, maybe you never played before, huh? So you will see the question in this window, and you have to click other window where 4 boxes will show 4 colors, huh? So you have to pick the right color which for answer purposes, huh? Okay. So like here in this you will see there what is the question and the quick. As quick you answer the question, you will get higher points, huh? Okay. Let's anyway we'll play with it, huh? We'll see. Okay, let's first question, please.
Oh God.
I didn't understood actually what to do, honestly.
Don't worry. Okay, you
Sorry.
like you see in this window, yes?
Yeah, I can see this in the, yeah.
And on your end, you see the 4 colored these, another window.
Yes, yes, pink, blue, yellow, green, yeah.
Yes, so that you need to pick it, which one is the right one. Yes.
So what is the question?
An offer is a proposition.
Proposition of suggestion by one or more person to another. Okay, I
Yeah.
need to do the adjective there. So what will be the right?
Is that his screen?
So let's try next one.
Yes,
We'll go
please.
to the next.
What is the standard of proof in a contract case? Beyond what is the standard proof in a contract case?
Don't worry, this is just
This. You put yellow.
I got it wrong.
Wrong.
I'm pants at this game.
really no problem. People picking now.
Yeah.
Really next. Who has the burden of proof in the contract case? If the contract, like who will provide the proof?
The first. Still waiting for the others.
Yes,
Hey!
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Hey, I got one right for once.
Brilliant, well done. You're picking now. Everyone will pick eventually. Yeah? Offer must be communicated before effective. What do you think in a contract? True or false?
Yes.
Well done. Now if people are quick, good. Okay. If the offer is sent by post, when is it communicated?
Well,
Okay. Next. Well done. Okay. Next. Offer end.
Can't be heard.
Is it acceptance?
False.
Request for information is acceptance. No, it can't be, can it?
no.
It's a false.
Okay. Good. Well done.
Information.
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
It can be accepted. Okay. Next.
False.
Yeah.
Don't
When it's posted. Yeah. True. Yeah, it's training. It's training. What do you reckon? Yeah. Yeah, look. Quick, you're running out of time. So you're not watching your time?
No,
When
no.
we said, the post. Last one.
Consideration for conduct.
You haven't done it online. You've got 7, you've got 8.
Well done. Yes.
We're not playing with Andy anymore.
Okay.
It's all that chess.
So, okay. Well done. Okay. Next, please, I copied here link for you if you want to go through further reading. Yes.
Yes.
We have a book on Moodle. Yes. Which is called Business Law. OTHM 11 edition, and under, if you look the content page of the book, which is a part 3 from this book, on the page number 213, we have a forming business contract, what elements we have, the term of, yes, how the business contract can be end, you can found on these pages. Yes, law of agency. Yes, and the contract supply to sales good act if you want to read, and tort law. That's all, that's the key area. Okay, to further enhance, there are the case laws as well. Okay. Somebody, any question?
Yeah, no.
No.
So this is the today, I mean the first session. This is by the topic we have studied this one today. Okay, so we'll do some homework from there. But I have seen for this one we have 4 weeks. This one class.